Welcome back to the Gup Shup podcast. I'm your host, Bhavya, and this is ANJALI. And today we have our first guest, Parth Patel. I've known him for too long, I think.
We need some more information about Parth here, okay? Because this is going to be important for the first segment, okay? First of all, Parth doesn't know anything about what's going on today. Parth doesn't know what segments we have planned. It's going to be very surprised, and we're going to get authentic answers from him. So for the first segment, I need some information that Parth needs to share to everybody. For instance, Parth, what's your full name?
My full name is Parth Kalpesh Patel.
Okay.
I can give you my SIN number as well.
Tell us your age, your ethnicity. What do you do right now in terms of education, occupation?
Biodata.
This is biodata.
Give us your
I see where this is going. I'm super brown. I'm Gujarati, like Bhavya here. I'm 23 years old. I go to the University of Calgary. Yes, I'm 23.
Sorry,
I forgot.
You're younger than us, so I just keep forgetting that age does go up
I thought he was
eventually.
20. I thought he was 22.
Yeah,
She's
me
been
too.
calling me 18 for like 2 years, so that's fine.
Okay, so age 23.
Age
Good to know.
23. Caste, I have no idea. And I go to the University of Calgary, and I study medicine there.
As one of my classmates once said. Not once, multiple times said.
To be fair, for biodata purposes, med is +1. +10, honestly.
Okay, I also need to
Wow,
know.
thank
We also need to know your horoscope sign.
I think it's Aquarius.
You think?
Yeah,
It is Aquarius.
It is
Yeah.
Aquarius, yes.
Okay, good. Okay, let's get started with the first segment.
The reason we're asking all this is because it's very relevant to our first segment,
Sure,
which
sure.
is
Okay, so our first segment is basically our version of Indian matchmaking.
Okay.
We're going to be the Seema auntie and uncle here.
Wow.
And Bobby and I prepared 3 false biodatas of girls. We're going to present it to you, and then Parth, you're going to tell us, we're going to go one by one, and you're going to tell us, like, would it work out, what things won't work out, and, like, final decision. Do you choose any of them, none of them, whatever,
Okay,
okay?
okay.
Can't choose more than one, of course.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll do the first one. Okay, so our first profile, girl's name is Ankita George. Age 24. Her height is 5'3". Her ethnicity, she's Indian, but she's like Malu, so she's from Kerala. Horoscope sign, Aquarius. Occupation, degree in business, HR, and tech management, double major. Location, she lives in Edmonton. So here's some green flags about her. 1, quote unquote, she's hella funny. 2, she's empathetic. 3, she's family oriented.
Wow.
4, she knows how to cook. Okay. 4 red flags. 1, she's a little shy. 2, she's scared of dogs, so she doesn't want any. 3, she has a ton of guy friends. And 4, she doesn't speak or understand Hindi.
And just before we start, these are fake profiles. If anybody matches any
Exactly,
of these, it's
yeah.
all coincidence. These
Yeah.
aren't real.
And if I do like some of them and they match the profile, then,
Hit him up.
hit me up.
What do you think about this one?
Okay, I'm going to have to do an assessment here. I think there's a bit of a cultural difference, probably. I won't lie. With the Malu aspect of it. I don't know too much, but from what I know, it's like quite different. So that might be a problem, maybe not. Aquarius, I don't know if they're supposed to match, to be honest, or if they're supposed to be
Do you believe in
different.
horoscopes?
I don't believe in them.
So the way
so I
horoscopes
guess it
work-
doesn't matter.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter for you.
Yeah. Business, I love business. I love tech. That's yeah.
This is
Side
something
hustle,
new.
yeah.
This is something new I'm learning.
Well,
Wow.
Like on the side, like it's like I'm interested
Okay,
in
okay,
business.
gotcha.
Oh,
Right? Big Dragons Den watcher. Edmonton, big plus, big fan of Edmonton. I'm super funny too, so that's awesome. Family oriented, great as well.
She made a face when you said, I think,
Because I was funny, that's why she
yeah,
laughed.
honestly.
Yeah.
Gotta give him more credit.
Yeah. How to cook is like a wash because I can cook too.
you can. What
I
can you? What
do.
can you make?
He's
Don't
gonna-
ask me that. Next question. Shy. I do like someone who's outgoing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like going places, hanging out with people, etc. Scared of dogs. I don't really care. Like, if I was supposed to get a pet, which I have been, like, long-term thinking about, I'd get a dog, though. So maybe that's a problem. Because I'd want a dog rather than, like,
So
a
you
cat
wouldn't
or something.
you wouldn't settle for another animal just for her?
Well, I don't even know her, Bubby.
Well, she's not real, but
Yeah. Doesn't speak or understand Hindi. I can't really speak it.
good
So
point.
you-
It's like fake Hindi.
Say that again.
I can't speak Hindi. Like,
Hindi.
So he said Hindi.
Okay, they're picking up on the
Hindi.
accent.
Okay,
Pronunciation.
okay.
She has this. She has a
Whoa.
superiority complex
Yeah.
because she can code switch really easily.
Yeah.
So she can say brown words.
Hindi.
Hindi.
That's how he said it. Yeah,
That's
but
how
you
he
can
said it.
like you say it in like the brown accent, but we're not gifted like that. If
Yeah.
we're speaking English, everything's gonna get
sure.
an Indian like an English accent.
Okay, so that's not a red flag for you.
Not really, but hopefully they speak another language.
What if they can't watch? Do you watch Bollywood movies?
I do,
So like,
quite a
how,
lot.
then they won't understand it.
That's a good point. But sometimes I wonder if I understand them myself. Like I just watch the subtitles a lot.
Or if there's
so
anything worth understanding in the movies
Yeah.
anymore.
just see them fighting or see stuff.
What about
You
the fact
skipped
that
over
she,
something,
yeah? What
yeah.
about the fact that she has a lot of guy friends?
I don't think I care.
'Cause you have a lot of
'Cause
girls. Like,
exactly,
female
I have a
friends,
lot
right?
of female friends, so I don't think it matters.
You know, some
for
people,
me.
some people like girls, considering that you're, in the dating pool, girls actually find guys with a lot of female friends as a red flag.
Yeah, well,
How do you like?
how do I deal with that? How do
Yeah.
I reconcile that? I don't. I think it's fine. I don't really care. I mean, if it's a problem for them, then that's their prerogative, I would say. But
true.
I have my friends, and like I'm close with my friends.
That's
I don't
true.
think it makes a difference.
That's true.
That's true. I mean,
I
that's a
think
good
people should be more mature.
facts from the younger guy. You know.
Yeah,
From the
yeah.
younger- yeah. Okay. Let's.
So,
we will get your final verdict later. Okay.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
kind of your like breakdown.
How about overall, like, out of 10, not rating the girl out of 10, but like the
But rating the
Zero.
girl.
the idea of the girl.
no, 0 as in I would never consider dating this person at all,
Okay.
versus 10 as in I want to date her right now. Like, I want to meet her now.
Okay, it's like this second.
Yeah, where are you
Okay,
at?
if I say 10, does someone walk through the door?
She walks through the door, yeah.
Okay. 0 to 10.
Yeah.
Let's put this like, I feel like I don't have a scale for the other, so I'll give this like a 5.
Okay.
And then we'll see how, what the
Baseline.
rest go.
Baseline. Smart.
I feel like I should do the next one since I wrote it. You want to do the third one?
I think, yeah, let's do
Okay.
that.
Okay, ready? Profile number 2.
Okay.
So name Kritika Patel, and we want to we want to confirm not related to Parth Patel.
Yes, there are
Okay.
many Patels in this world.
Age 21. Okay, I forgot to write the height, but height. Let's assume here height is 5'6". Ethnicity Guju.
I just want you guys to know she all caps Guju when she wrote it.
She wrote it like a slur.
Please. Whatever. Horoscope sign Aries. Occupation, she's a medical resident in surgery. Okay. Location, she lives in Winnipeg. So here are the green flags, okay? She's a doctor. Green flag right there. Right
Yes.
there, right? She can dance really well. So
Wow.
really into arts. She's a party person. She loves to party, drink, socialize. And she prioritizes gym time. Red flags, she's addicted to reality TV shows. She doesn't want to move from Winnipeg. Has a lot of night shifts. And she's a very picky eater.
Discuss.
This is kind of tough.
That's a tough
This is
one,
kind of
yeah.
tough. There's lots of pros and cons. Let's go back up. Okay, age appropriate. Guju. I'm great with that. Don't really know about this Aries thing, but we'll make it work. I'm 5'6",
You're 5'6", yeah.
so that's fine. Medical resident. I'm about to be one. She's quite young to be a med resident. I'm just saying, just
She's
fact
a
check.
prodigy.
Don't
Just
worry
saying
about
fact
it.
check.
A prodigy.
So that's another pro. That's another pro. I think, like, from a time perspective, that would be tough. Like, 2 residents. Like, there's a thing where it's called, like, hospital distance, where, like, if you're both residents and you work in the hospital, then even though you're living in the same apartment, you never see each other because, like, one could be on days, one could be on nights. So that could be tough with surgery. I think it really depends what type of surgery it is, too.
We were thinking
Just,
Neuro?
neuro.
oh, really? That's tough.
Oh, why is that?
Kinda-
Why is that
that's
tough?
kind of- there's, like, no time in neurosurgery.
Oh, so time is
Yeah.
important here.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's negative time. Like, like they live in the hospital.
Okay.
And they live in Winnipeg, too, apparently. Which is also... And they don't want to move from Winnipeg.
So, like,
I
what
think I can change her. But...
Oh, whoa. That went from 0 to 100 real quick.
I think I can change her.
from the Winnipeg aspect, I think Edmonton's pretty great.
Wait. Hold your horses. So you feel like you could change her. What if she says the same thing about you, though?
That's a good point.
I mean, she can literally change you. She's a neurosurgeon.
Yeah,
She'll
yeah, yeah.
go in there, rewire a couple of things,
That's true.
make you love Winnipeg.
Let's...
Like what? To what extent, right? This could
This
be like a
location
dream,
matter. Yeah,
a
yeah,
dream
yeah.
girl, but she's
It's in Winnipeg.
Winnipeg.
Winnipeg... I've spent some time in Manitoba. I spent a good summer in Manitoba.
Why did you spend the summer in Manitoba?
But you
Because
spent a summer in
first-
Manitoba
No,
too.
I'm trying to hype you up.
Okay, well, because I did my glider pilot training in Winnipeg or in Gimli, Manitoba.
Sorry, just had to,
Okay, wait. Let's hold off. Let's like discuss the surgical resident Winnipeg thing in a bit. I'd say excellent green flags. I like to party and stuff. I don't drink, but like I don't care if other people do,
Good
so
thing,
that's
yeah.
fine. Gym is great. Love that. I think addicted to reality TV shows is like not really a red flag. I think that's fine. I think that's kind of funny. Night shifts, that's gonna be me too. Picky eater, I mean, like as long as you get enough calories in a day, like it's whatever. I don't think it's that big a deal.
he's approaching this from like a medical perspective.
I was like, enough calories.
No, but like from a practical.
I mean, like, imagine you going to a restaurant and then, like, it's just like, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that.
You haven't experienced this yet,
I
have
have
you?
not. I
Have you?
Oh. I think that could be like worked around though. Like I'm sure there's like you just go to a place with food they like. Like if they're that picky that they can't eat anything, then that's a problem. But like it's probably just like picky to an extent.
Yeah.
So I think that'd be fine.
It sounds like the main thing is the Winnipeg thing. That's
The Winnipeg
holding
thing,
back, yeah.
and then maybe the double surgical resident, especially if it's like neuro, then like with no time, how are you supposed to build
Okay.
a relationship? So that kind of tanks things.
Tanks.
So how do neuro
So-
residents even go and get into relationships?
I
Who
don't
do
know
they
if
even
they
date?
do. I don't know.
They don't?
Or they have to kind of be willing to,
Be single?
or like compromise, as C. Malanty would say. You know?
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Well,
Can't get everything.
Yes, compromise.
So overall, 0
That's
to 10.
tough because like, that's
So your baseline's 5.
That's yeah. I'd still say maybe like a 6 though.
Okay, so you want to meet her more than
Yeah.
if it came down
Yeah.
to it. Okay.
Yes.
Because
But I
he,
think
because,
like
because he believes he can change her.
Yeah,
No.
you can fix her.
He can fix her. No,
I think I can show her.
Fix her.
I think I can change the love for Winnipeg.
There was a controversial thing I needed.
There's 2 ways Parth can approach this. Either make Edmonton a lot more appealing,
Yes,
or make
Edmonton's
Winnipeg,
great.
or make Winnipeg a lot worse than it
Winnipeg
actually
has
is.
a lot of shootings,
Stabbings,
especially around the hospital.
That's true. Yeah, send her like news
But that'd be good
articles
for
every-
her, right? Because she'd get more work to do.
Okay, if you're getting
Okay.
shot and you're going to hospital for that, and she's a neurosurgeon, she's not getting any like, you're dead.
No.
Like, have there been like a lot of cases where you get shot in the head and then a neurosurgeon has to come in to fix you?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Well,
like
okay.
I'm not a.
Well, she's not real. Why are we getting
Yeah.
into this? Okay, so 6, interesting.
Okay. Yeah.
I made profile 3, and we wanted to really shake things up here.
Wow,
So
okay.
so meet Heather Brown.
Okay.
Her age 22 and ethnicity white as hell.
Okay.
What?
Okay.
I don't know.
Interesting phrasing.
I don't know which.
You don't
white.
want to make something up.
I don't wanna make
Canadian, maybe you could have said.
Well, what kind of Canadian? Like,
Just
unless she was like
historically Canadian.
European Canadian, Antarctican
I
Canadian.
don't think that's a thing.
I don't know.
British. Screw it. no.
British.
Okay.
British.
British
She has a
heritage.
British accent?
British heritage.
British
Ooh.
accent. Yeah.
Ooh.
I do love a British accent.
Okay. So horoscope sign Libra. It doesn't matter to you. So whatever.
Yeah.
Occupation degree in computer science. Location Calgary.
Okay.
So green flags. Anjali wrote this one.
You don't need to say that.
Can code any app you want.
That's someone who doesn't know.
As someone that codes, that's not how it works. But another green flag. She wants to travel the world.
Okay.
Makes handmade. Let me show you.
Sure.
Makes handmade gifts. Understands. Anjali wrote this one again. She speaks Gujarati.
No, okay,
somehow.
some people do it. They have
Yeah,
like,
some people they might just learn.
they
Maybe
might just like it,
learn.
right?
Okay, fine. I was like, it's.
She's like, ooh, I love India. I love the color.
And then just
I love
specifically Gujarat.
yes,
What do you,
specifically
okay, you know what? I appreciate the hype for Gujarat, but yeah, she understands and speaks a little Gujarati. Red flags. She doesn't get along with her family. She's a horrible texter, which is ironic because she spends a lot of time typing because
Okay.
of her job. Can't handle spice at all.
At all.
At all. Bolded. Doesn't know the difference between an artery and a vein. So medically incompetent.
That's okay. I don't know how to code, so that's fine. You
Oh.
know,
Empathizing.
Whoa.
empathy. They teach you
That
this
was-
in med school.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you think about her?
Okay. Well, I think typically, like, I wanted to kind of carry on my culture. So this is like interesting because they're not Gujarati or Indian for that fact, but their last name is Brown, so that's like a half point. And then they do understand Gujarati, which I think makes a big difference. Like Like I think my parents speak English, obviously, and that's fine. But I think like Gujarati, like your grandparents, and then like just it's a better conversation, more real, rather than English. So that's interesting. Comp is great. Calgary is great. Traveling the world is great. Don't love that they don't get along with their family, but like who knows what the context of that
What does that
is.
mean to you? Like getting along with them getting along with their family or not? How does that affect you personally?
Because I think like I like being close to my family, and like that's a big part of my life. So I would, I guess like want the other person to be close with their family too. But also I will say like maybe their family did something to her or something,
Okay.
and it's like maybe she shouldn't be close with them, like for a reason. Like that's also fair too. So that's like a wash. Who knows? Horrible texter. I think like when you're like seeing each other often enough, it's like not that big a deal.
She's giving you a judging look because
I wonder why.
You're known to be a horrible texture.
I'm like, if he says anything about horrible texting, he can't.
You found a way around it.
Can't handle spice. Not great, but I guess that's fine. Like you can always make like mild food, right?
I'm
Like,
not-
When
but
you
I'm
said
not-
that, like a part of you died.
Yeah.
I do like spice.
So would you be willing to
Um,
like cook a different meal for her?
Imagine not being able to like have pani puri with your wife.
Yeah.
That might be a deal breaker.
Dang.
Like,
Was
not
that,
at
that
all?
that was easy.
Well, because pani puri is like
That's not that
it has some
spicy.
spice in it.
You
Some
can make
people can't
mild
handle
versions.
it. You can make very mild versions.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like about like the pani you put. So you just put different pani in.
That's
It's
true.
fine.
Okay.
I think there's workarounds. I don't think that's like the biggest. I think there's workarounds.
Gotcha.
Doesn't know the difference between an artery and a vein.
You talk about this. You just like
Oh,
Yeah, that's fine.
you empathize.
Yeah.
You got to that one first.
Yeah,
I was
right
surprised
off
at
the
that.
bat, Yeah.
So overall, what do you think about Heather here?
I would say like maybe also a 6, maybe.
Wow.
So we're tied.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. They're very quite close together. You guys made it very difficult.
I know.
Lots
So
of pros,
what?
lots of
What?
cons.
Why is Ankita at 5, man?
It's a good point.
Like why? You can't make
yeah.
them all at 6, but like what's like 2 of them are at 6.
This is putting me on the spot. Now I have to go back.
To all Ankitas.
I
out
guess
there.
like the shy piece
That's-
is like a pretty big yeah, it's a pretty big thing.
so
maybe.
So you want somebody who's extroverted.
Yeah,
Match the energy.
yeah. I think so.
So introverted is just kind of deal breaker.
Nothing's like a deal breaker unless they're like a bad person, probably. But like,
Would you
Okay.
have? What is it? Was it an issue that she would probably was going to be older than you?
a 23, 24 is not that bad. I don't think. So that's not a.
So it sounds like it's a match
So
between
yeah. So now between the Guju girl
Mm-hmm.
and the Gori girl.
That's very tough because it's like you wanna, like I said, the culture thing. But like if you don't even spend time with them because they're
But
in the hospital all
this
the time.
Guju girl seems like, almost fits everything.
Yeah.
But location's such a big thing, huh?
Not even the location. I think the location can be worked around because you can always like fly back
It's
and
just a
forth.
surgery thing.
Yeah. Maybe because then if that's also what I'm doing, then like when do you see each other?
That's
Like,
true.
Never.
Okay, so now we're gonna put you on the spot. Between those two, you have to meet one.
Meet one.
This is like Love is Blind.
Wow.
Choose one. You get a reveal. We'll show a picture. I'm just joking.
All three of them are actually waiting outside.
I think I would say profile 2.
Ooh, the critic
Yeah.
Patel.
He's gonna make the distance work.
Look at that.
Wow.
A cultured
Love
man.
knows no boundaries.
Love knows no bounds.
Yeah. Cultured guy. Chose a Guju girl.
Well,
I mean-
to be fair, you kind of did set her up as like.
Yeah,
what
I
if the-
accumulated
Yeah.
her so she was almost perfect for him.
Just with like,
But just with a one really
Yeah.
like strong thing that was probably not going to work out. Okay, that's interesting.
we learned a lot about you, I think.
Yeah,
in
there's
this
some
little
things I
segment.
learned. Okay, so we're gonna move to the next segment. Now this next segment is going to be for you and Bhavya to
Okay.
answer stuff. So now that I have two guys, and sometimes Bhavya's answers just don't make sense to me.
Of
So now we'll
course,
have
yeah,
two
yeah.
perspectives. I'll ask questions that are specific to like men in Desi culture and
Sure.
society. Okay.
What's the name of the segment, though?
No, the name of the segment is Anjali Asks. Bhavya thought of that.
I thought it was really cool.
He's
Is
not
this-
reacting.
this is one of the times where he says something stupid. Is that,
Come on.
Yeah.
Anjali has it's like it starts with the same letter.
Okay, so these are like deep questions, okay?
Oh, wow.
And then you both
Okay.
can like pitch in. Let's see. I'll read it.
Oh.
What's one stereotype about Desi men that you think is unfair, and one stereotype that you think might actually be true?
I think right off the bat, one thing that's true is I guess it's maybe Desi people in general,
Okay.
but like being late. Does that count?
Is that
You know what?
true for
I'm-
all Desi people though?
I take that.
It's not like specifically
He was
men,
late
though.
getting here.
Yeah.
I was.
No, but that's him. That's him.
But also, like Brown Central Time is a thing, right? Brown
Standard.
Time.
Indian Standard Time.
Yeah.
Yeah, IST.
Okay, I think we can take that as a.
So that's a
Maybe I'll
stereotype.
think of something else. I
Think
don't
of
know.
something. If you can think of something that's specific to like just men,
Yeah, that's a good point.
because you know that I'm a Desi.
and
too.
you're also very late. a lot of
Okay.
times, so-
Oh, yeah.
Okay, sometimes.
Okay, what do you think is untrue though? Unfair or untrue? Oh, let's say unfair first.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think? I'm thinking still.
Um,
Maybe like the anger thing. You know, like
They have like
that's
they
like a
got-
brown parent
yeah,
thing.
short-tempered.
Yeah,
I think yeah,
and that's typically like the guy too, like the dad.
and
think
specifically in
short-tempered.
like once they're in a like in a marriage or like
Yeah,
with
or
their
like
father.
parents.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mm.
I think it's like, I think back home in India, it's like more the standard where like anger and like short temper is kind of just accepted.
Mhm.
So it's like hard to blame people, especially like once they move to Canada, and then that's just where you grew up in, and so like that's like if
So
if you were taught that, if like your parents treated you like that,
Yeah.
that's all you know, and then how are you gonna treat your kids? Probably like that too. But then I think, especially here, like after a while, like there's a lot of change that can happen. I think it's like unfair to like fully
that's
like
yeah.
blame them, I guess.
Also, like in the Desi household, the dad is kind of used as the weapon by the mom sometimes. Where it's like, there's a story behind this.
Yeah.
It's that if the kids are doing something wrong, the mom is gonna come in and it's like, you better stop that or else
Or
dad's
dad's-
gonna smack you. And then the dad just sitting there with the newspaper, just gets up, I gotta smack someone, and then he smacks him. That's my dad's story. That's how
Okay.
he experienced it.
Yeah.
So maybe the stereotype comes from that, where it's like the dad's the one nailing the discipline.
Oh, he's like the bad cop.
The bad cop, yeah.
The mom's is a good cop.
Well, the good cop that sets the bad cop on you. But
Yeah.
that could be part of the reason why the stereotype exists.
yeah.
Okay, so I think that's a pretty.
That was a stereotype you found unfair. Do you
Yeah.
think? Can you think of one that might be true for Desi men?
You're talking about the standard.
That was the general. Desi
That was
thing.
general.
yeah.
I don't know.
So specific
what
men.
are some other stereotypes?
BO. They smell bad.
That's for that's for all
It is
Indians.
Indian.
They say.
I
Okay,
guess.
creepy. Brown men are creepy. Like you see all those videos where it's like there's a white person on a beach. And it's
Yeah.
like surrounded by brown men.
Yeah, it's kind of
I feel like that's typically like not here though.
not here.
Yeah.
It's certain, not that this type of brown.
Okay.
Maybe.
Oh, what other stereotypes are there? Really into like nerdy stuff, like very like technologically savvy. Do you think that's true for brown men in general?
Oh, like IT.
IT, yeah.
I think
IT
that
guy.
is like kind of like a lot of brown guys go into IT, to be honest, or like Eng.
Okay,
Okay,
so
so
Yeah.
there's some truth behind that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's a
But
good
that's not like
stereotype.
a
though.
bad stereotype.
Yeah,
It's just like
it doesn't
a
have to be
true
bad.
stereotype,
Just has to
yeah.
be like a stereotype. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll do next question. Question 2. What's one piece of life advice you got from an elder in your family that you swear by, and one that you've completely rejected?
I guess like one piece of advice is like my dad always like recently started saying, like a couple years ago started saying like it's not the end of the world, and like that's just like the phrase, like no matter like what happens, kind of like you get like rejected from something or like something doesn't go your way, then it's just like not the end of the world. I think that's been like a good mindset kind of thing. Like my brother recently wrote this like entrance exam for high school.
Oh.
And like before the exam, my dad just was like telling my brother like, don't even like just like go into it, see how it goes. Like, don't no pressure. Like whatever happens, happens. Like you studied your best. Like it's not the end of the world. Like it's not like my dad went to like some fancy high school or anything and he's still fine, right?
I
So it's
remember
not
that.
the end of the world.
I actually remember your dad talking to me about that as
Oh,
well.
yeah.
Yeah. So he lives by that for like his whole life. It seems
Yeah.
like yeah.
And I think recently it's been like more like to the forefront of life just because like you like realize I think as you get older like more life stuff. So like things like that I think like it's never the end of the world is a good thing. Then my brother like it went fine and he got in, but even if he didn't, like wouldn't be the end of the world, right? Like you just go to another high school. It's not a big deal.
That's a very good one. I think that's a very inspiring message.
What about you?
All right, I forgot I'm
Until you
answering.
ask
supposed
both
to
of
ask-
us.
I
Yeah,
forgot
yeah,
I
yeah.
was supposed to ask this as well. So elder just means anybody that's older.
Yeah. Could be a
Could be like 5 days older,
5 days.
5 years, 50 years.
Okay, I'll come back to me. Let's go with the second one because I totally blanked that that's supposed to answer
one
this.
that you completely rejected.
Yeah.
I think okay, this is one where it's like also like a parent thing or like a old like aunt thing, like just like older generation thing where they're like, you can't like always be on the lookout, like don't trust people, kind of.
Oh, okay.
Like not everyone, but they're like pretty cautious, and I think that stems from like back home, like people within your family would backstab you.
But you don't think that happens anymore?
It might, but I still choose to believe that like unless you're proven wrong, just like give everyone the benefit of the doubt
So kind of like trust everyone until someone
until they
stabs
prove
you.
you wrong. Yeah, which is maybe not like the best way to go
Yeah.
about things. I agree, but I think life is like you would live life so much sadder if you went around thinking like everyone could backstab you and everyone's bad. So that's one thing that I don't necessarily agree with.
That's pretty deep. I was actually gonna. That actually reminds me. Advice that I got from my dad was be careful who you trust when it comes to this kind of stuff. And I was actually gonna flip that because I think that's good advice to be careful who you trust because if you trust the wrong person, it can be catastrophic. I know. I see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Where you have to put yourself out there. But I think where my dad's advice was specific was if you're doing something like with high stakes, then be very careful who you trust. I agree with you. Like if you're just meeting people, then
Yeah.
don't just distrust them right away.
Like kind of like if you're doing like an interview, like for a really important job, just don't go around and telling people that you're about to do an interview and wait kind of like that.
No,
for
more
a
like, I
way.
think he was thinking more in terms of like if you're going to like a business with somebody, like starting a business or like starting to do an actual endeavor with somebody.
Yeah.
Be careful who you partner with. So that's where.
Like
it's-
okay, that's well that makes sense.
Yeah, but like that reminded me of
I
that.
think they can both be true.
They can both be true. Yeah.
Like you should be careful
Yes.
when you do big things, but then you shouldn't like unnecessarily be like every time you walk around like be careful of everyone around you type of thing.
That also reminds me of my second thing that I don't agree with. My dad doesn't like me drilling holes in my wall. So in my room, he wants to keep the drywall like pristine and
Yeah, yeah.
everything. I completely reject that notion. I think you should drill more holes in your walls, do as much as you want with the drywall, because if you can put up like a chalkboard or something and it helps you out, the cost of that is you drilled 4 holes in the wall.
Yeah.
Whereas if you try to preserve that wall, you just don't have a chalkboard now.
Okay, but like there must be an alternative to
Yeah,
drilling
like-
holes, right?
Like
Like double-sided tape.
Yeah.
Maybe not that
Okay.
double-sided tape.
It's
but-
more of a symbolic thing. Sure, they're all-
I was like I have like a tapeable,
yeah,
like a
like
removable
we can,
chalkboard.
you don't have to drill all the
I
holes.
want.
But yeah.
I just want to drill holes, man. Okay, so in general, I reject the idea of sometimes you got to crack a few eggs to make an omelet. Like, don't.
I'd argue you always have to crack eggs to make an omelet.
Okay, the point is,
I mean, you can boil the egg too, right?
I am being
Yes, continue.
assaulted. Okay,
Drill holes.
drill holes. No, okay, I'll try one more time. I think it's better to do stuff than not do stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
And
sometimes.
doing stuff might have costs, but the small costs are outweighed by the benefit of doing stuff. Get out of that one.
Okay.
Okay, very vague.
I don't think I agree with the whole drilling holes thing in the wall, but it just ruins the continuity of the wall.
You can always repair drywall, you know that.
I
right?
know, but it's just so much work. You have to put the little like white thing in there and smooth
putty?
it. Yeah, whatever that is. And then sandpaper it
Yeah.
and then paint. Find the exact same paint shade. Like that's crazy.
It doesn't seem like he agrees.
No, whatever. Okay.
I didn't think it was going to stir up that much.
Okay. Last question. Question 3. What does being a good son mean in Desi culture? And do you think that definition is now changing?
You don't know?
Maybe you should start.
Oh,
I've been
okay.
carrying the segment
Good.
here, Bobby.
I think good son. The first that comes to my mind is making your parents proud, and whatever that might mean for your parents specifically. I think the problem is that a lot of people have misconceptions because they think the wrong thing is making their parents proud. It's not always about making the most money or having the best house. Sometimes it's just about being yourself, but also being confident in yourself and being able to get through life while being yourself, but also making a good living. So I think that's what a good son would do is get through life, comfortably, but not sacrifice themselves in the process.
Yeah. I think that's like different than what it used to be though. Because I think way back, like especially
Money.
like parents, grandparents generation, like being a good son was about like, okay, you get a job, you make money, you provide for the whole household, which was like all those generational households. So lots of people. And so it's like giving back, like now that you're the son, it's your responsibility to take care of everyone in the house, including your parents. And that was like what the definition of being a good son was. It was just that familial responsibility. But I think like here it's a bit different probably. I don't think it's like as much of an expectation, but I think it's still important. But I don't think that's a bad thing to want to take care of your parents as you get older and like support them, especially after they've raised you and they've supported you when you grew up. Like
Okay,
as a
so
relationship.
now
is
that you
good.
bring that up, I have like a follow-up
Sure.
question. Okay, because that's interesting. There's like there's like always a debate on this. So, would you guys consider, you know, when you say taking care of your parents when you're older, well, how would that factor when you're like married, and let's say your wife does not want
Yeah.
your parents to live with you,
Yeah.
you know, because she wants privacy, right? Or like your kids too. Sometimes it's kind of like, you know, it's kind of like awkward for them. How would you guys like?
I don't think it's ever that black and white. Like you can have both, the best of both. Like I think, like initially, yeah, you'd want to live alone, and then maybe later, like your parents need support or something. Like consider moving them in as like a possibility if that works with everyone. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it just doesn't work. It's too small of a house to make that work. But like there's some houses that have like an in-law suite or something, so they're close by, or like the house on the same street or something. Like I think there's plenty of ways around it to make everyone satisfied. Because the real thing is like being close to your family and like supporting them, but then also like your other like you're with your partner. That's an important relationship too. But I think that can all work out. I don't think it's that big a issue.
He's-
as some
he's
people
really-
make it out.
These are like the MMI answers.
Yeah, he's living a life of ands, not ors. you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Well, that's the
I,
end.
thi-
Of,
I just like I think what I said was more optimistic than reality. I think Parth has a better realistic answer of what a good son would be for the vast majority of the
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think it was
households.
both of yours were similar, and that's true. Like in the back in the day, it was more about money, like how much money you make.
Yeah.
I still think that's like
There's still a big.
But
That's still an
money still
aspect.
matters. But I think like both parents work these days. Like they have their retirement savings anyway. So, but it's more than just money, right? Like
Do you
they
think?
could have all
Do you
the
think they
money in the
consider a
world.
good son somebody who actually marries well too, or do you think they would still consider somebody a good son if they end up never married?
I don't think like the son thing necessarily has a. I don't think it matters. No, I'd say no. I don't think it.
So would your
necessarily-
parents like? Let's say you just.
I think my parents want me to get married, and luckily for them, so do I. But like, if per se I never did get married, I don't think they'd be like, "Oh my God, he's a bad son now." Actually, I know they wouldn't say that. Like,
Okay, good.
wouldn't
That's
make a
good.
difference. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's all the questions for that.
all
And then
right.
there's one more thing.
So we have segment 3, which is hate or appreciate.
Okay.
It's a lightning round.
Lightning round.
So you
Okay.
can't see these ones right now.
Locked in.
We're gonna say the name of something.
Mhm.
It could be a concept, an item, an idea, and you have to hate or appreciate.
Okay.
And then
We all
why.
say it at the same time.
So, yeah. So
Or
we're
alternate.
No, we're all just saying it.
like we'll count
Oh.
down 3, 2, 1. And
Oh,
then
I see. And then
it'll stir up some
controversy.
disagreements.
Okay,
you know,
okay,
we'll
okay,
see. We'll see who's right.
No, I'll put my laptop away. I don't need this.
All right. So I'll say the thing, count down, and then you say hate or appreciate.
Okay, I'll do the counting.
Okay. Spicy food.
3, 2, 1.
Appreciate.
Appreciate. Yay.
I almost said hate first. I don't know why. I think the hate thing was because recently I've been getting kind of like an upset stomach from spicy food, and that scares me.
You're turning.
It scares me. I don't
You're
want to.
turning.
Wow.
So okay.
You're turning into Heather Brown, bro.
But overall, I do appreciate it. Okay.
I have some brown friends who can't tolerate spicy food though,
I know people very close to that.
and I like if you're watching this, you know who you are, and I disapprove a lot, and I'm disappointed.
You're
but
not.
what
You,
can
you
do?
can't be considered brown then. Like, how do you like?
Whoa, whoa,
Whoa.
those are fighting words.
No. Like, they say you should be able to tolerate some spice. I understand like extreme spice you can't tolerate, but like some.
Okay.
Bold opinion.
I want to make sure I still can eat spicy foods. I don't want to lose my brown card. I can still eat it. It's just that if it's too spicy, I will get an upset stomach. When I didn't before. Okay. Next one. Gift cards.
3, 2, 1.
Hate.
You hate it too. You guys hate it too.
I hate it because I never end up using it, and it just ends up sitting somewhere. And then yeah, why do you hate it?
I mean, like if I was getting a gift card versus nothing, like hell yeah, I'll
Okay,
take the
yeah.
gift card.
Yeah.
But this is like a gift card versus like a gift, I guess. I think like even if the gift itself was like way less in like dollar value or whatever, I think it's like something I'd keep or feels more meaningful, and that's kind of the point that I like about gifts.
Okay, so he went the sentimental route. I was thinking
Yeah.
the practical route.
I was-
I use
oh,
my
I
gift
have-
cards.
yeah.
I use my gift cards if I
You
have
actually,
them.
okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just lazy. I just never actually
Give
end up
them to
getting.
me, it's fine.
Okay, sure.
I don't use mine either.
You have a
can
lot
also
in your
give them
wallet.
to me.
She's showing me her wallet. It's like
Just gift
full
cards.
of gift cards. She has like at least $1,000
I think some
in
of them are
gift
expired
cards.
too now.
Oh
The
my
money's gone.
goodness.
Which is suck. Why do gift cards expire? What's
I
the,
don't think they do, most of them.
I think because the stores closed down. Like I have some of like
that's like long term.
Yeah.
She like waits out stores closing.
Wow.
Okay, next one. Drake. The artist
You have
Drake.
to say
yeah,
two, two,
yeah.
one.
Okay, I'm trying to think of my answer. 3, 2, 1.
Appreciate.
Hate.
Appreciate.
Now this is gonna be controversial because the Kendrick Lamar versus Drake beef that recently
Yeah.
happened. So I want to hear why you appreciate first.
So I don't really care
Yeah.
exactly about the whole beef, but I think he makes music, and I think he's made songs that have been like pretty popular growing up, and kind of have like fun times at parties and stuff. So it's like I appreciate the songs, but that's really about it.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say appreciate just because I was looking at his like long term impact. Like obviously he lost the beef against Kendrick for sure. Like he got bodied, no denying that. But I'm just trying to be a bit more optimistic, and like he's the fact that he's Canadian, so
Gives him some points.
Give
Oh,
him some points.
Degrassi?
the
Remember Degrassi? That's a big appreciate. Yeah,
I think
yeah,
that,
yeah, yeah.
So overall, like he's definitely lost a lot of points because of that beef, but I think he deserves some appreciation. So that's my answer for that.
Well, I hate because I don't like the way he looks.
Wow. Say it like you mean it.
No, I was not expecting that. Out of
Because you
all
never,
reasons.
you never even asked why I hated it or appreciated it.
That's true. You don't even listen to Drake.
I do. I listen to Hotline. and what's the other one? The one where he's sitting on top of the CN Tower or something?
That was an album cover.
Oh.
I rest my
Great
case.
work. Yeah.
What
Next
is it? What is
question.
it? Is it called like one dance? No, dance, one dance.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. One dance.
I rest my case. Okay. Next one is Instagram or social media in general.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Appreciate. Says the guy who has 4 different Instagram accounts.
I'm gonna give my reason. I'm gonna give my reason. But first of all, why do you two appreciate it?
I really like. I think like it's cool seeing what people are up to, like your friends that maybe you met like them from junior high and you don't really keep in touch, but then you see what they're up to, and then sometimes you reach out and get in touch. Like I've done that a few times, so it's been great. I also Instagram ads has been really pivotal in my life.
Ads.
Yes, like their targeted ads have been really good. It got
Is
me
it like
like
Tinder ads?
no.
Are you getting paid by these people?
I swear, Instagram ads has gotten me like a whole research project out of it, and then also like some random like gift cards from like completing like surveys or whatever.
Wait a minute. How did the ad get to your research project?
No, it's like you can like give like ads for like U of A is looking for
Yeah.
blah blah blah.
And then like
there's
it was a
link.
U.S. guy, and so I just DM'd him, and then it was really cool. It was something. It was like flying in healthcare or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we
that was on
talked about it.
Instagram.
Yeah,
Wow.
and that was an Instagram ad, and then that started that whole thing.
That's crazy. Okay.
Well,
So-
I appreciate it, not because of that
Not 'cause of
extent.
that.
That's crazy. I didn't get anything on Instagram. I agree though. Just looking at what people are doing, elementary people I've never talked to in years. I know how they look, so if I walk by them, I would recognize
Yeah.
them. If there wasn't Instagram, I probably would not recognize some of those people anymore because they look vastly
Yeah.
different. Also, like you see your friends, you see your enemies. Keep tabs on everyone.
So it's like an intelligence tool
Yeah,
for you.
yeah,
Yeah.
Counterintelligence.
Counter
Espionage. Every day she goes on Instagram,
Okay.
updating her op list. -1.
The red X.
Next to kill. I do. Okay, part of me hates it though because I spend way too much time on it,
that was my reason.
and I know that was gonna. Yeah.
I'm not gonna get rid of it. Obviously, it's
Yeah.
too useful. I think we've gone past
For
the point
Instagram
where you
accounts.
can. Well, that's because like they're very specialized. I have like an account where I make tea.
Yes, I know.
I just like tea. Yeah.
And then you have, like, a
another one for
photography account.
videography mostly. but
Yeah.
Yeah. So, it is a useful tool, but it's also like it can lead to a lot of negative emotions, seeing how good other people are doing. So it's like that something you just have to get better at dealing with. So that's my reason for the hate. I'm not gonna get rid of it. Obviously, it's too useful, but I just gotta learn how to deal with like the obvious like, the repercussions of it first.
Yeah.
And you know what? I want to add on. about what Parth said. That he spends a lot of time on Instagram. I can attest to that. So I'll send a message to this guy on Messenger, and for like 2 weeks, I won't see a response. Then suddenly I DM him on Instagram immediately. I was like, "Where have you been, sir?"
On Instagram, obviously.
He set up house on Instagram. He's got real estate on Instagram.
So now if I need to really get a
It's
hold of
Instagram.
him, I'll text him on Instagram.
Good
Yeah,
to
it's
know.
bad.
Good to
I
know,
think
actually.
your feed makes a big difference also. Like my like main account versus the videography account, the feeds are so different.
Yeah.
And like the video account feed, I don't get like sucked into it, but I feel like so inspired seeing like cool stuff other people have made. Whereas my main thing is just memes and stuff, and that can suck you in.
That's the thing. I agree with that as well. So don't get sucked in by memes. That's the main lesson for social media. All right, next one is going to be insurance.
Okay, did you specify which type of insurance?
Just insurance.
Insurance as a concept.
It's a concept.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Hate.
Appreciate.
Damn.
Why don't you appreciate insurance?
I think it's gone out of hand.
What about like life insurance?
Out of
It's a
hand.
scam. I think it's a scam.
It's gone out of hand. Insurance as a system overall needs to be rehauled.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
shouldn't be insurance.
No, there should be.
It should fix though.
The point of insurance is you pay somebody to take on your risk. What ends up happening in practice is that you pay somebody to take on your risk,
But they don't pay out.
and they don't pay out,
Yeah.
or they make paying out such a obnoxious process. It's not even worth
Yeah.
trying.
Okay, that's true.
And also, they just take your money and then invest it on their own, and then give you like if sometimes the insurance policies have a thing where like after this many years, if you haven't cashed out, then we'll just give you a lump sum, certain amount of money. But if you just invested that, if you save that same amount of money and invested on your own, I think you'd be better off.
Oh, that makes sense. I mean, I know I dealt with when my dad's truck got stolen, the whole insurance thing.
Mhm.
I was like thinking more like life insurance or like I guess that too, but like I don't know,
Like I think you're coming from the point like you definitely need insurance. I'm not saying
health insurance.
yeah, no, you need it. You definitely need it. But I think the hate for me is coming within the fact that it's such a broken system overall. Like it's something you need, which lets them get away with so
Yeah.
much crappy policies. And I think you're coming from the same place.
Maybe I don't understand insurance. Anything related to money is over me. Not focused.
Pro tip: lots of credit cards have insurance.
Oh,
So
That's
if you
true.
buy something with your credit card and then it gets stolen,
okay. Like
can-
buyer protection.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it like extends your warranty. And it has like if you book a rental car with your credit card, it has like extra
yeah.
like car insurance too.
You
so
can get health insurance when you travel.
Yeah.
Travel insurance. through
Okay.
cards,
pretty
too.
good.
Well, that's good to know actually. I learned something new with that one. Next one, minimalist clothing.
Define minimalist clothing.
No branding, simple colors, no patterns.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Appreciate. Okay.
That's a no-brainer.
Really?
Very
Because
controversial, but yeah.
well, I think some people are like they're drawn to the fact that they want their
branded?
clothes to
Fair,
mean something.
fair.
And I thought you were kind of like that too. I thought you wanted like your clothes to represent who you, because you've been getting really into fashion.
Yeah, but
lately.
not like I don't have like
Come on,
Supreme
this guy looks
tattooed
good.
over my chest.
But like when it comes to fashion, I was hoping this would
But he
spark.
doesn't wear brand name stuff.
So like, what makes you decide like what to wear in terms of clothing? Like, do you want to like, do you have like a loyalty to any kind of brand, or is it
Nope.
like quality over everything, or what is it?
I think quality has started mattering a bit more because I think before it was like when you're a kid you just get like whatever's cheap and like whatever fits because they won't grow, like you'll grow or whatever. And then now it's like started to affect where like if you like feel a piece of thing and it's like really crappy, looking at you, Zara.
I thought it was like an actual person.
No,
yeah,
no, no,
I got scared for a second too. I was like, what?
Like, did
No.
you just roast someone? Okay.
No. Like the store, like sometimes you like feel it and it's like feels garbage. So I will, and it's overpriced. So like that's like a deal breaker, I think, if it's like really bad quality. But other than that, I think it's just
See,
whatever
but the thing
looks
is, some
good.
brand names have good quality. Like you know those essential hoodies.
Yeah,
Those like.
but that
decent-
has good quality.
That's really good
yeah.
quality, and it's branded. So you can't always be like, I'm gonna go fully unbranded clothes.
But does minimalistic mean no logos?
Yeah.
Like not necessarily, does it?
the way he's
Oh,
defining
okay.
it right now is no logo. Like if he had like a polo like logo right now on his shirt,
I
But
tear
it's so
that
small.
wouldn't
Is
be-
that minimalistic? though?
I tear the shirt off.
he wouldn't even
Wow,
wear that.
okay.
No, I would be like, no, I can't see this. No, obviously
Mhm.
you
I
choose
mean,
what you wear.
You're minimalistic right now.
Yeah, like I like the fact that there's like I'm not a walking advertisement.
Yeah.
Like if I'm gonna advertise your stuff, like pay me.
Mhm.
But okay, I guess it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next one, horoscopes.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Hate.
Appreciate. You guys are crazy. It's for fun. Also, the fact that you didn't even know your own horoscope is
No, I
wild
knew
to
it.
me.
It just took a while for it to process.
Like
Okay, why do you like? You appreciate the fun aspect of
the
it?
fun aspect of it. I don't take it that seriously.
that, seriously.
Just there's some amount of seriousness in the
No,
horoscope.
no.
Zero amount of serious. You don't care.
It's mostly fun. What-
Mostly,
what would
mostly. She's hedging.
Yeah, I think the world would be a better place without horoscopes.
without horoscopes?
Yeah,
Yeah.
none of them at all.
I'm trying to think of like something else to be like, would it be better without this?
And the answer is yes.
Yeah.
No,
Any decision that's made with a horoscope as
Yeah.
a factor,
no,
No.
I don't say decisions should be made with horoscopes in factor. Like you're saying, like okay, like oh, sorry, you're a Libra.
I think secretly you still make decisions with horoscopes in mind.
Please, if I did, a lot of things would be different right now.
Wow.
Okay? I'm gonna be honest. But no, I think it's more for fun. You know, funsies.
Okay.
Like, do you guys not ever get a little joy of breaking open a fortune cookie and reading your fortune?
Yeah.
But you
Yeah.
don't take it seriously, but it's just fun.
Mm.
And then you're with your friends,
Okay.
and then you're like, what does your fortune cookie say? What does that your fortune cookie say? It's like that
Sure.
level.
Okay.
Or when you go to when you go to like a restaurant and they have those really old newspapers, and they'll have like, you probably don't do this, but you know, like we've seen it, where they have like your weekly horoscope,
Yeah.
and you read it out and you're like, what was your sign? Let's read what it says.
Sometimes those horoscopes, I saw like this photo of one that was really funny where it was like maybe like Aquarius was like, someone will be out to get you. They're a Libra, and then you look at the Libra one and it's like, don't trust Aquarius. So like, come on.
Have you ever gotten like burned by horoscopes ever? Like, have you ever like a negative experience where somebody actually takes horoscopes seriously and then judges you based off of it?
I don't think so.
Aquarius is a type of horoscope. People don't really say like, there's nothing really they can say much about them.
Just mid?
It's a very like yeah.
Wow.
But like Pisces, I know people say a lot. They call you're a Pisces. People always say make jokes like they're sensitive, emotional.
She says people, she means her. She means her.
no.
I have video evidence of this one. Last episode, we talked about how Pisces were sensitive.
It's true.
Okay. Canadian weather.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Appreciate. He's
I didn't say
lost in the
anything. I
sauce.
lost.
Okay, now this is the time for you to decide what side of the fence are you on?
I'd probably say, like, oh man, weather,
Not climate.
hate.
Hey,
Hey,
right?
okay.
Yeah. I don't like the cold. I think snow is like pretty. It's nice in the winter, but I like being out and about. And the summers, I think the summer's great in Canada, to be honest. Like the skies, the late sunsets, it's awesome. But the cold, like, is pretty rough.
I hate how dry it is. Man, my
That
skin
too,
is
yeah.
like cracking. My lips are cracking. My eyes are dry. Like I hate how dry
Yeah.
it is. Especially now that I'm traveling more and I go to actual humid places. I'm like, wow, this whole new world
Yeah.
out there.
I'm glowing.
Yeah, when you go to a humid place, you're like glowing, right? You feel hydrated,
If it was humid in Canada, though, we would all die because when it's humid,
and it's cold.
cold
And cold,
kills you,
yeah.
and then when it's hot, it also kills you because
Yeah,
you can't
that's true.
sweat.
Okay,
That's
but
a
like
good
a good
point.
level of humid.
Well, okay, what are your thoughts? This is how do we get here? What are your thoughts on humidity?
Warm, humid is horrible. Like that summer in Manitoba, there was one day where it was like a weird, like, I think, I don't know if it's possible, but I think I remember it being like 99% humidity, and you were swimming through the air, like, as you walked. It was, like, you couldn't breathe. It was horrible.
In Manitoba? Why was
Yeah.
it humid
There's a
there?
lake right beside
Oh.
where our, like, base was.
I agree with this one. Yeah.
So that was, like, the worst. Like, it was good weather, technically, but horrible because of the humidity.
Okay, so what is your ideal, like, considering all 4 seasons? What's your ideal place, like, climate-wise? If you could bring any climate to Canada, what would it be?
Any climate to Canada. Part of me wanted to say Australia, but I think it gets too hot there.
I was like, that's
So
crazy.
I'd actually say Hawaii,
Oh, okay.
because I think some Hawaiian islands are like really rainy apparently, but others are a bit less rainy, and it's always like a good 25 degrees throughout the year. So I'd say temperature-wise.
Because imagine the worst weather you get is not snow, but it's like rain.
Yeah, that's
cool
not bad.
rain.
Not bad.
You'd want the rain, like it's not that
I
bad.
want to sign up for this Hawaii to Canada transfer of climate.
Wait, you
Yeah.
didn't explain why you appreciate.
I just think it's a very like so many
Mm.
variety, so much variety. Like if you're bored of weather, I think
Yeah.
that's worse than having bad weather.
Have you seen those memes where it's like you live in Canada in the morning, you wake up and
Yeah,
you're like
it's one
fully bundled
season,
up,
Yeah.
and then as you go throughout the day, you're like in your shorts and then back
Yeah.
bundled up.
I've seen those memes and they're true to an extent, but I still like just the variety of the weather we have in Canada.
I think that's an underrated point because people who move away from Canada, like actually miss the variety of
Yeah.
weather.
Because when it's bad, you're gonna be like, I hate this weather. I hate it so
Yeah.
much. But it also makes you appreciate the good times more.
Yeah.
It's like life. Canadian weather is just like life.
Wow.
Deep. Okay. The last name Patel.
I wonder who put that one down. Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Appreciate. Wow. Wow.
Takes an entire lineage and just dumps on them.
Yeah.
It's so unoriginal.
Explain yourself. Unoriginal. It's a last name.
Literally, so many people. If I lost contact with Parth,
You wouldn't find
and the
me.
soul, no, exactly. And the only way I could could find him is through social media or Google, trying to search him. Searching up Parth Patel will get me nowhere.
If you Google search me, I come up.
Really?
Yes. You might have to put the city, but I come up.
Let's just try Parth Patel first.
What comes up? That's me.
No, he's
First hit.
number one.
First hit.
He's
First
number
hit.
one. How do you do that?
LinkedIn warrior. That's why.
Crazy. Okay, well, my point, whatever.
So you would find me.
Whatever. But like, if I tried any other Patel, I wouldn't be able to find them. I don't think I'll be able to find this guy. Okay. So first, so unoriginal, and then you have to spend like growing up, people asking you, "Are you guys related?"
Yeah.
Yo, these are all girls.
Yeah, 'cause you have a
Did you
girl
not
name.
know that?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Anyway, sorry.
I didn't
Yeah.
know.
So like, yeah, it's unoriginal. People think you're related, right? It's just like,
Are you calling us like the Starbucks of the last name?
yeah, pretty much.
But
So
Starbucks
high
has
quality,
good drinks.
good
Yeah,
drinks,
there we
high
go.
quality.
There we go.
Everyone's boycotting
Recognition.
Starbucks.
Okay.
Okay.
Also a good point.
No.
So,
I like my last name. I think it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
like, wouldn't you want to have like a last name like that's fancy?
Like Krishna? No.
No, like Oberoi.
Dude,
No.
No.
Yeah, no.
That's the only last name.
I think
like.
most brown names are really like. There's just so many brown people that
Yeah,
there's so many.
yeah.
Like all brown last names are very popular. For the
No,
most
no,
part.
yeah, kind
It
of.
doesn't really
Well,
matter.
Patels, Shahs, and Sharmas.
Yeah,
those
they're
are,
all
those are
common.
the three. I'm like,
You just don't like.
Wow.
it's very like too many of them.
All right. Okay. Interesting.
Luckily, there's no Sharmas in my class. Or oh no, there's Patel and Shahs.
Well, now they know.
Oh, now
Yeah.
they
Now
know.
how you really
You're
feel.
about to get jumped in next class.
All right. I think last one. Yeah. Last one is nepotism.
Mm-hmm.
3, 2, 1.
Hate.
Good.
I was making a case for
Okay, but-
appreciate because the case I have for appreciate is that you, assuming this is based on hiring, you hire who you know and who you trust.
Fair. Yeah.
Like
yeah.
if there's a job you need doing, even if someone's qualified, how do you verify that they're qualified? If you actually know them, then you actually have like some kind of connection with them and can verify at least what you know.
Does it change depending on what type of job this is?
100%.
Like if it's like a job where you don't need to be like the best at what you do versus a job where it's like you have to do like a lot of training or it's like very competitive. Does it matter?
It's very job dependent. Government, for example, should not be nepotism based at all. Like we saw how that went. So, I'll leave it at that. But things like for example, I think where technical skill is required, like no nepotism should be there because you either have the qualification or you don't. Maybe you can make a case for like you need people skills as well, and the way you get people skills is by getting out there and knowing people. So if someone that's like well known, there's a chance they probably have better people skills than just someone that has all the qualifications. But yeah, what do you think about like when should nepotism, if ever, be allowed?
I like kind of get what you mean where it's like if it's like just a job and you like know someone and you hire them, is that so bad? But what if there's someone else who also was applying for the job and is better qualified? Like, should they have been hired instead? And I think I don't really have a great answer. I think I lean towards wanting to say like the better qualified person should get it, but I don't know. Like, there's one specific case I can think of where it's like in like residencies, like there's this one specialty called ophthalmology. It's like your eye surgeons.
Okay.
And from what I have heard, it is pretty like people talk about nepotism in the field. Like there's like siblings and like kids and stuff. Like it's whole generations there. So then it's like, is that nepotism or are they just a qualified candidate? Like, do they just know about the field because their whole family's in it? But
Agreed.
like for something like
Yeah.
that, I would want to think that like no nepotism.
Mm-hmm.
But doesn't mean that the relative of someone can't get in. I think nepotism is like clearly when you like pull some strings.
Yeah.
like the movie industry maybe.
Yes,
it's
like the Bollywood movie industry. Yeah,
Like some man can't, like, you know.
like that's
Actually,
nepotism, and everyone knows it.
Yeah. There's no like resume for acting.
No,
like,
it's who you know.
It's like director knows you, you're in.
Yeah.
And if you look good, I guess you're in.
Even the worst ones get in. You guys actually watch Bollywood now? You would see
I stopped watching
all,
Bollywood.
all those Nepo kids are so bad.
Yeah.
Like Shah Rukh Khan's daughter. What's her name? Sri Devi. Do you guys even know who I'm talking about? Sri Devi?
No.
You know who Sri Devi? Do you know who Sri
I've,
Devi
like,
is?
heard
I've heard the name, but I
Yeah.
don't.
Crazy.
My Bollywood trivia is not that good right now.
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay. So
Anyway, so yeah, TLDR, I think, against nepotism, but that doesn't mean relatives can't get in. Like they're like just as qualified. Like it shouldn't impact anything.
valid position. Okay, that's all we have. How are we doing for time, by the way? Did we go
We're
over?
done.
Oh, we're done?
Yep.
Like we gotta stop
Wow.
right now? Okay, let's end off with just. How do we end off? We always run into this problem.
You just say Parth can say any final words. Parth, what did
Not
you
final words. We're not killing him.
I walk out that door, I'm done.
you want to pitch yourself?
I'd pitch you guys. I know you guys since like almost being a baby, like kindergarten, I'd say probably.
I know you longer than that.
Yeah, at least since kindergarten. And ever since you guys started this podcast, I've been wanting to come on here since day one. You guys told me that you'd have to get 100 followers. And that
You got-
second, told all my friends, and I got us 100 followers. And now I'm here. So I think this is one of the happiest, proudest moments of my life.
That's
to be
that's
on this
high
podcast.
praise.
Yeah.
That's high praise.
Yeah.
I think that's very important because the reason we're doing this podcast is kind of like, have more connections with friends and the people we know. So it's glad that you feel the same way.
And for drama,
Of course, the drama. We need the drama.
you know, because I like to, I always love to somehow get dragged into drama.
So might as well be the spearhead of that.
Might as well, yeah.
Be producing the drama.
Yeah.
All right.
It is called Gup Shup after all. So
Okay.
Good. I think we're done.
We need a way to end these podcasts off, like a nice, clean way.
We'll figure out.
I think you gotta bring in the title back in. That's all the Gup Shup we have for today or something like that.
I remember we had like we said.
You could have a soundboard clip on it. No one's
Yeah,
saying it.
Gup Shup it up.
I think Gup Shup it up.
Time
Yeah.
to Gup shut up.
Oh,
That's not
let's do it.
bad.
Let's do it. It's time to
To
Gup
Gup
Shut
Shut
Up.